questions, concerns. Tell us what you learned. What anything that may have confused you.
Nothing confusing.
Okay.
We just I just understand that the preparations we make, meeting the students regarding our lesson, our daily lesson plan, it's more important, and it should be smart.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Um, you mind turning your camera on so it's hard for me to
Yeah, just a
talk to
minute.
people. Um, what blessing while Sarah's getting herself together? What are your current school? You're teaching at a school now, right?
Yes.
Do they ask you to write lesson plans?
Yes, we do. But it is quite different from what you're teaching us right now.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mm.
So
I was sorting out my portfolio yesterday night, and I really couldn't look at my lesson plan because I'm like, it's this is not what I should be learning now anymore.
yeah. Well,
Like I shouldn't be using this pattern anymore.
you do what the school asks you to do. What we're doing is best practices. Okay. So whatever
Okay.
the school, I mean, the school is paying you, if they want you to use whatever lesson plan they want you to use, they want you to use. You just know for
Mm,
your teaching, you know what's best, what the best
best.
practices are. Interesting enough, did I share that video? I mean, there was a video that really made me angry yesterday. I saw on TikTok,
Okay.
and it's a principal. I'm not sure. I'm assuming he's an American principal in the States, and he was saying why he doesn't require his teachers to do lesson plans. And it infuriated me mainly because we just had to talk about lesson plans. So,
Mm,
and then it's just, um, it's idiotic.
okay.
Anyone who says that you don't have to lesson plan or you shouldn't lesson plan, they just simply they have another agenda in mind. Um, One of the biggest problems with teaching and learning is that there are a lot of people who want to take the easy way out, right? They want to take the easy way out in teaching and learning. So they want to do things that are convenient for them.
Mhm.
This is not about our convenience. Teaching and learning is not about the teacher's convenience, right? Um, and sometimes we overinflate our value as teachers. We overinflate our value, and we believe that we are superheroes when we're really not. We are central people. We would always need teachers, but we're not the superheroes we think we are. So the problem with thinking that you're a superhero is that you often overinflate your value, and then when you overinflate your value, you feel like you don't have to do as much, right? You feel like you don't have to work as hard. I mean, isn't this and it's kind of a part of the human condition, right? It's part of the human condition. You you meet a guy, or a guy meets a girl, and what you know what happens when a guy meets a girl or a girl meets a guy? What happens the first month or 2 months? Everything's amazing, right? Yeah, he opens a door for you and talk on the phone. He picks up right away and he answers your message, and everything is kind and sweet, right? But then when you become familiar or you start to overinflate your value, oh, she needs me, he needs me, da 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 da. What happens? People start to work less in their relationships. You don't do the same things you did when you first got together. You're not as kind and nice and polite. and you want to do less, right? Um, and that's what happens with teaching all the time. Most of the time, is that as teachers overinflate their value, they want to do less, and so they want to work in ways that are convenient for them. Now, I'll tell you in a second that you work smart, not hard, right? Work smart, not hard. However, their lesson planning is one of those things that we must do. It's a non-negotiable. I'll give you another example. I saw another TikTok of a lady who was complaining that her coworkers talk too much during the professional developments. They ask too many questions. And her position was during a professional development, you should sit down and be quiet and just let the presenter do his or her thing and just be quiet so you can get out of there. Well, that's just bad advice, right? Uh, yeah, there are people who ask questions that you're like, what? Why do you ask that question? But at the end of the day, professional developments are about asking questions, about engaging, right? In order we can become better. We're not just there because the principal said we should be there, right? So that's why schools nowadays don't spend a lot of money on professional development because they know that teachers are just ignoring it and not paying attention to it. When a lot of times, and some professional developments are garbage, um, but sometimes the information that's being presented is extremely valuable. And if you go in with the wrong mindset, or you go in with this overinflated value or ego, or you believe that no one can tell you anything and that you know everything about teaching and learning, this is why the educational system around the world is flawed. It's flawed in America. It's flawed in the UK. Education is flawed mainly due to teachers, us, because we overvalue our worth in the classroom. Um, if doctors and nurses acted the way we act, there'd be a lot of dead people. There would be a lot of dead people, right? Um, so we have to hold ourselves to the same standard as healthcare professionals. We have to hold ourselves to the same standard. All right, that's enough of that. I told you, any other questions before we move on? All right, we're gonna go back to the theme of to continue lesson planning, or talk about lesson planning in the lesson. So we're gonna do it in tandem. We're gonna talk about lesson planning in the lesson, and of course, the maintenance man will come when I'm about to start. Uh, but let me pull up the deal really quick here. Let's see. Let's exercise. Oops. No. Guys, give me 1 second, okay? Just give me 1 second. It's the doorbell. The maintenance is here for the door. Give me 1 second.
Yes, Sarah. I tried calling you yesterday night. How are the girls?
I I was in class. The time you called, I was at work.
Okay. How are the girls?
The girls are fine.
Okay, just wanted to say hi.
Say hi. This academic year, you go enter class, ready.
We'll work hand in hand.
I'm telling you.
Anything I can remember, I'm running to you immediately because you're my senior colleague. Sarah, do you know if he's going to touch classroom management?
Of course. Of course. Why not?
This is our last week, right?
I think so. We will ask, we'll talk about it. So how was it yesterday? Waste of time.
And energy. And energy.
Let's see, hub for you.
Um, they just made me yesterday. The place was so noisy. When I was in the class, they came to that area to fix I don't know what they were fixing. Those heavy machines they use in cutting, they were piercing through my ears, my everything. If you see at a point, I'll be like, while we were in the class, it was too much. Thank God they later to ask us not to come again they until they set up the things. And
They should
but
be
cage
ready.
but the place is nice. No, Sarah, the place is nicer now. Even in KG they put all these, this soft, it looks like tiles, but this softer type that won't trip kids. Yeah, that playground, that's what they have used. Kind of is it marbles? No, I've forgotten the name, but it's beautiful.
So
It's beautiful.
the play area is not the carpet grass.
Mm-mm. For KG, it's no more the carpet grass. It's
Good.
another kind of, you usually, I don't know if you have if you have your kids, they have attended these swimmings in schools. Yeah, I've seen it in like two schools. I've seen it in Oasis, Learning Oasis, and one American Diploma. Yeah, I've seen that tiles there in their swimming area. They've got it like that. So that as you're coming out from the swimming pool, you'll not be tripping down and stuff like that. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful.
All right, ladies. I'm
They've
sorry about that.
used us.
I might have to. Can you hear me? I
Yes.
might have to go back again.
Oh,
So pardon me for that. All right.
it's all right.
So what I want to talk about now is something called the teacher paradigm. Now, this is a wonderful way to have exchanges with your students, and it's very simple to grasp, but it does require some practice, and sometimes you might feel a little goofy. But as educators, it's okay for us to be goofy. Students already think we're goofy from the beginning. All right. But this is called a teacher paradigm. I'm going to use my whiteboard here. All right. So the teacher's paradigm, you can use this. We use it in ESL. If you're doing a real ESL course, a lot of times people use it in ESL course to get the students talking using the communicative method or the communicative approach. But this could be used whether it's ESL, teaching history, teaching math. It can be used in many different applications. Okay, it doesn't have to just be used to teaching a language. Okay. I don't know why every time I start talking to you guys, my throat starts to. All right, let's talk about the community method. You guys see my whiteboard?
Yeah.
All right,
Mine is still loading.
it's still loading.
Yeah, it's coming up.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's showing add a sticker now.
You
I
see the
see.
actual whiteboard now?
Yes.
Oh, what happened now? Okay, I guess I'm using Whiteboard Classic. I should have kept it the way it was. Okay. Kind of like the grids. All right. You guys still see the whiteboard? Okay. All right. So this is how we engage learners. All right. Let's say there's something that you want a concept or something that you want to teach the learners. You need to first have a method to engage them. Remember, we want to keep active the RES and the amygdala. So the key is modeling. Modeling is when we talk about instruction, modeling is what we do a lot of the time. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second.
Tara, Tara, what did he say? Teachers what? Para what?
Yeah. Timer. And it's causing the water to come out too. How much would you guys charge me to put this on when I buy it? I'll pay you money on that. I'll pay you. How much would you charge me to put this on?
This is 120.
Yeah, I know, no, the 220. I'm gonna go to the market and get 220. How much would you charge me to put it on?
Took the car.
I'll pay you directly. I'll pay you guys directly.
If the number knows, they will give you too much.
They won't. Why would they know? You gonna say something? You gonna say something? Huh? You gonna say something? I'm not gonna say something. I'll just pay you to put it on. I'll give you each one of you money to put it on. No problem. Just come. I'll just come and just come tomorrow. I'll get it today. Yeah,
Buy it.
I'll buy it and just come tomorrow and
Okay.
yeah. All right. I'm sorry about that. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. All right. So modeling. When we're introducing new information to learners, we want to model that information. Okay. We want to show them first. And that's what we call is the teachers. TT stands for teacher paradigm. The teacher paradigm. Okay. And the first one is teacher. This is when the teacher demonstrates themselves. All right. The teacher demonstrates, the students watch while this teacher demonstrates. The students watch while the teacher demonstrates. Okay. Now, in a language scenario, that might be a dialogue. Like, let me see if I could do this for you. I got a small space placed behind my desk. Um, let me see if I can do this. This so in a if we were in the TESOL class, let's see if I can get this done. It would look something like this. And this is from the lesson plan, by the way. That lesson plan that you have. Let's see if I can do this. So, what do you do for exercise? Oh, it'll go something like this. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. All right. So that is an example of teacher modeling. Okay. That's an example of teacher modeling. Teacher. All right. Now the key here is, again, this is in the scenario of a ESL class. All right. In that scenario, before you start modeling, you would have the dialogue on the board. So you would have the dialogue on the board so the learners can hear it and they can see it, right? This is how they're going to learn grammar also. All right. So A, hello. B is what? Hello, right? What's the next A? You remember?
What do you do for exercise?
What do you do for exercise? And then B is what?
I run.
I
I
run.
run. All right. So you're going to have that on the board prior to you doing your teacher. Okay. So the students can see it. All right. Now, you can do this for math. It doesn't have to just be for ESL. You can do this for math. You can do it for a regular language arts class, English class. You can do it for Swahili class. You can do it for a geography class. Obviously, um, you have to think about how creative you're going to do it, depending on what you're trying to teach. But this is a great way to introduce new information to your learners if they know little about the topic that you're approaching. Okay. After teacher, we're going to do, yeah. So when I do this scenario, we're going to do it 5 times. 5 times. That's how many times I did it, right? I ran through the script 5 times. Now, it's going to feel like, oh, well, didn't they understand it the second time? Maybe some did. But 5 times is the number that we want to do. And are you going to feel goofy and weird about doing it? Yeah, but you got to get over it because the students love it. I've been doing this for 15 years this way, and I've never had a student say they're bored of it. They actually get a kick out of it. They get a kick out of the teacher talking to himself. Okay. Then after you do teacher, you do student teacher. This is now what I would do is after I ran through my script 5 times, then I point to a student and I look at me. I want you guys to look at me. Look at me. I go, do it just like this. Eh, 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 eh. They're gonna know exactly it's amazing. They'll know exactly what you're trying to communicate. All right, you go. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry. I said student teacher. I'm sorry. I did the wrong thing here. It's not student teacher. It's actually, what you guys think it is actually what? It's actually what? Come on, move out the way.
Teacher student.
Teacher student. It's actually teacher student. So come on. Yeah, that's what I want. They got all these new options now, and they didn't have all this new stuff before. So teacher student. All right, so I go and then I would say hello. All right, so you do it with me, Sarah. I'm pointing at you, Sarah. Eh. Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
All right, now I'm pointing at blessings. Eh. Hello.
Hello,
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
Right. So after we do that a couple times with a couple of our students, you don't have to do it with every student, just a couple of them. Then you do student teacher. Then I go, I'm pointing at Sarah. So,
Hello.
hello,
What do you do for exercise?
I run. And now I'm pointing at blessing.
Hello,
Hello,
what do you do for exercise?
I run. Okay. Now, what do you think is after student teacher?
Come again.
What do you think is after student teacher?
Student.
Student, student.
Student. So then I go, I point at Sarah first, and then I point at blessing. So
Okay.
go.
Hello.
Hello,
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
All right. And then I point at blessing to Sarah. Eh.
Hello.
Hello,
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
All right. And then what do you think is after student?
No idea.
It'll be student, which equals what? The entire class.
The entire
Entire
class.
class.
All right. So then for that, what I would do is do it exactly like this, so you don't have any confusion. Your pointing finger is the main instructor here. I would go point to the student. A, B, A, B, A, B, A. Point. Make sure you point direct so they know which one they are, because you don't want them to say, "What was that A? What's that B?" You point to them. A. I normally walk so they know exactly. A, B, A, B, A, B. And if it's not an even number, I'll be the next. I'll make it even. Right. And then after that, I say all the A's right here in the classroom, all the A's right here, all the B's right here, and face each other.
Mm.
Right. So they'll get in, A's will line up, the B's will line up. And then normally, because I know I'm going to do this, right? Because I lesson planned it. So I'll have a whistle. Right? I'll bring a whistle or I'll bring a bell or something that they know when to start. And I'll say, when I blow the whistle, you begin talking to the person in front of you. Right? A's go first and then B's. Right? Blow the whistle or ring the bell, and then they'll start. And I let them normally go for about a minute. All right. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. What do you do? And then I'll blow the whistle again. All right. Then I'll say switch. Now the B's are going to go first, and then the A's. Make sense? Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. All right. That is, you can do that for every scenario that you teach. It doesn't have to be just for a language. All right. You could do that for every scenario. If you're if you're tutoring one student, you can do this with the one student. Okay, this is a great way to engage the communicative approach. In the communicative approach, you want the students talking as much as possible, and this is a way to do it in a very organized fashion. All right, everybody got that? All right. Now I'm gonna make since I stood up, I'm gonna make you guys stand up. And we're gonna go with Sarah first. You want me to do it again? So you see? You want me to do it again so you can see what you need to do?
No.
No? You got it? All right, sir. Show me what you got. You gotta stand up now.
I can stand up here.
Stand up, move your camera back, stand up, and do the dialogue. We're doing it the same way if we were in class, just like if we were in a live session. You need a second to get yourself together?
Yeah.
All right, turn your camera off for a second and get yourself together. I'll give you 2 minutes.
Can I also take the 2 minutes, please?
Yeah, take your 2 minutes.
All right.
Right. Right. Can you change this water out for me? Dump this water and put new water in it for me, please. Cold water from the water hub.
Mr. Ray,
Yes.
I'm thinking, okay, assuming I want to teach nouns,
Okay.
okay, and I have a few a few sentences that I want my student to put in mind, or irregular sentences we'll always use in the class. Can I do this exercise with
Yeah,
them?
you could. Yep. So you want to. So you would do the same thing. So let's say you teaching nouns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you would do is if you wanted to do it like this, you would model. I would. This is how I would do it. I would do it like this. Hold on a sec. I would. How do I put a new? Oh, I should have left it the way it was because it was easier. How do I do that? Yeah. Let me get the let me whiteboard, new whiteboard. And I'm gonna use stick with the new whiteboard. Stick with the new whiteboard. Why is it taking so long to load? Why is it taking so long to load?
It's, I think it's up on mine. Oh, it's gone off again.
It is taking so long to load. Um, why is it taking so long to load? It's just not whiteboards. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. I'm saying. All right. Okay. Do it like this. Okay. All right. So I would do it like this, Blessing. I would say I'll give them five sentences. Mary is happy. The book is on the table. There are 5 pencils there are 5 pencils. Let's just keep it simple, do it like that.
Mhm.
For, let's say, um, um, sit near a person you know. I'm just trying to give different types of sentences.
Definitely.
And 5, where is my food? Okay. So I would do the same thing with them. If I was teaching nouns, I would have nouns. So learning nouns. You could do the same thing with this. You could say teacher would be Mary is happy. Mary is a noun. Mary is happy. Mary is a noun. The book is on the table. The book is a noun. Table
Table.
is a noun. There are
Okay.
5 pencils. Pencils
So
are nouns. Sit near a person. A person is a noun. Where is my food? Food is a noun. And I would do it 5 times. Just like that. I wouldn't say a noun is a person, place, or thing. I'll show it to them. And even next door, if you really plant this out, you could have pictures of Mary being happy, a book on the table, 5 pencils, right? And so they could match the picture, and I would point. So I would point to Mary. Mary is happy. I can't draw, so that's supposed to be a book. the book, the book is on the table.
table.
There are 5 pencils, all right, so on and so forth. And I would do that, and I model that, and then I would say, and then I would ask, the student, teacher, student, um, Muhammad, or Muhammad, uh, who is happy? Mary.
Mary.
What is on the table? A book. How many pencils are there? This could be different students. I mean, oh, there are 5 of what? Pencils. Who should I sit next to? A person I know. What am I looking for? Food. And I'll go through that scenario with different students to understand that these are all nouns. So I might even write nouns, 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 right? And then at the end of the well, then I can have the students do I can do have the students ask me, all right, Mohammed, ask me ask me about the person who's happy. Teacher, who's happy? Mary. And they've seen me already do it. All right, Sarah, tell me what is on the table. A book. All
A
right.
book.
Okay. Or where can I find the book? On the
On
table.
the
On
table.
the table.
Right. Right. And so this is a great way for them to talk about nouns,
Mm-hmm.
right? They talk about it. They're also learning grammar because
Yeah.
now they see that it's the book and is,
Underground.
right? So they without you even saying anything about subject verb agreement, they're starting to see it. You see, because you visualize it for them. They're starting to see that R and 5 go together, right? They're starting to see a command, how a command is different. There's an inversion, right? They're starting to see how questions are different because they're inversions. And that's not even the objective of the lesson, but they're starting to see it. So when you start teaching subject verb agreement, they already have an idea. So
Idea.
that's one way to teach nouns. I mean, if you want to do it using the communicative approach, okay, and the students can come to the board. You could do teacher, 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 student, student, teacher, student, student. I wouldn't, this one you wouldn't do student, 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 obviously, but you could definitely do all the way up to student, student, student. Okay, so so you see the many different advantages of doing the teacher paradigm. All right, there's many different advantages, and you can do this with anything: math, geography, anything. All right, Sarah, your time is now. I'm gonna put the script back on the board and run us through the teacher paradigm. Same way I did it.
Are we starting with the teacher first?
Yep. You got to stand up and do it the same way I did it.
Her blessing starts.
Come on, you're the veteran of the class. You're the veteran.
So the same one, this one here.
Yeah, just use a hello, hello. You just use the same one.
Okay. I hope you will hear me because I'm not using the.
Okay, that's fine. I'm pretty sure we can pick it up.
Can you see? Can you even see me?
Yeah, it's good. That's good. It's good.
Hello. Hello. What are you doing for exercise?
No, that's not the script.
I know, yes?
That's not the
What do you
script.
do for
What do you do
exercise?
for exercise?
Yes, I said that.
No, you said what are you
No,
doing?
you said
I said, what do you do for exercise?
No. You said what are
no.
you doing?
Yes.
Okay,
Start,
I will start again. I will start
start
again.
over again. Yep.
Okay. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run.
Mhm.
Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Is that enough?
5 times. You got 2 more.
How many left? One more.
2 more.
Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Finished.
One more.
You
Ah,
got 1
come
more.
on.
That's 4.
Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run.
Uh-huh. What's next?
Ah,
You're
finished.
not finished. You're not finished.
It's finished.
No,
With
you got to do teacher student.
Teacher student.
teacher student will do with
Hello.
blessing. Blessing will
Yeah.
finish. Should we do it now?
Yes. The whole deal.
So who's gonna be the teacher and who's gonna be the student?
You tell
I'll
me.
be your student.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Blessing will
student,
be your
get up.
student. All right. You got to point to her.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
All right.
Should we do it again or only one
No,
time?
no. You only need to do one time with the student.
Okay. Now,
Alright.
student, teacher.
Yep. So there you go.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
Now, student,
All right.
student.
All right.
Hello.
Now, student.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do
No,
for
no, no. Do it with me.
exercise?
Do it. No, no, no.
Oh,
Blessing. Blessing.
okay.
Do it with me.
Should we do it together also?
Okay.
So you would no. You say point at me and Blessing, and then who did you point? All right. You pointed to Blessing first.
Who
So
are you
go first.
pointing? Am I the teacher?
Student,
No.
student.
So Blessing first, right?
Okay.
So when you point, make sure you point to say and. So the first person that you point to will go first.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go, Blessing.
All right, go Blessing, go.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run. All right. All right. So what's the
Yeah.
next thing you do, Sarah?
Student, not the entire class.
So
Yes,
you're gonna count off. So count off.
Yes?
You're gonna count off. Remember? A, B, A, B.
A, B, yes.
All right. So point to Blessing. A.
A, B.
All
A,
right.
B.
All right.
A, B.
Now, so it's only two of us. So you just say A,
Yes.
B.
So if there's more, we just demonstrate like that.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then what's the next thing you say?
Yes?
What's the next thing you do?
Tell them to start.
A's, well, you got to give them instructions, right?
Yes.
A's right here.
The
B's
A's
right
make
here.
her, yes.
All right. So go ahead, do it. A's right here. B's right here. Go ahead.
Okay. The A's start.
No. Tell them where do you want them to stand because they're going to stand. They're going to stand up and do it.
To stand up and say.
Make a roll. Make a roll.
So you making a roll in the classroom. So tell where do you want the A's to stand?
Okay, the A's stand here and the B's stand in this line.
All right. And then what's the next thing you're going to tell them?
Okay, the A's start. Or you whistle.
Hello.
No. You gotta get them to face each other. They might not be facing each other.
Ah,
what you
okay.
would say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the A's stand here, the B's stand here and face each other.
There you go.
Okay,
Next.
and the A's start.
So you have a whistle or something. When I
Yes.
blow the whistle or ring the bell or tap on the door, start. All right. And then you blow the whistle again, they stop, and they tell them to switch. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Let's give Sarah a round of applause. All right, Blessing. You ready?
Okay. Yes, I am.
All right.
I will. Okay. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run.
Hold on a second. Who are you talking
Now
to?
I'm
You talking to
switching.
2 people or 3 people? Who are you talking to?
I'm doing teachers now.
Yeah, but you got
Sing
you
like
talking
this,
to us, or you
not
talking to
like
somebody
not
else?
like this.
You're doing it like this. You need to be like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to do like, okay.
Yeah. So you
No.
can do the
Hello.
sound. Just go. It may be better just to go for the sound.
Hello.
Okay, you can do it that way too. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Which of them am I taking? The first or the second?
Wherever you're facing, you just need to be the opposite way, not the side way, not adjacent.
Sideways. Okay.
So
I
just
will
do
do
it.
this way and
Yes,
this way.
it's better. Yeah, it's better that you do it that way. All right, good.
Okay.
What do you want?
Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. Hello. Hello. What do you do for exercise? I run.
Okay. What's your next?
Okay. The next one is teacher student.
Yes.
So Sarah, please, can I make use of you?
All right. So you're just gonna point. You're just gonna point to her.
Okay. Sarah, are you there?
You have to pay me.
Eh.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
Hello.
That's it. You only need to do it one time. So now you go. So now
Okay.
point to Sarah first. Now it's student teacher.
Student
Hello.
teacher. Okay. Eh.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. What's
Now
the
the next
thing?
one is student.
Yes. You can use me.
So yes. I will go with Sarah first and then Mr. Ray.
All right. All right.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run. All right. What's next?
Thank you. Now we will have the whole, sorry?
No. Go.
The whole class. The
Mhm.
whole class right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a role. I will
First,
have two roles, role A and role B.
the first thing you want to do is say A, B, right? So point to who's
Yeah.
A,
Okay.
who's A and who's B.
Okay. Sarah, you're the A. Mr. Ray, you're the B.
Right.
I'm gonna use a clap to get you
Okay.
started.
Absolutely.
Okay. Go.
No, you got to get us in line first.
Okay, sorry. Okay, let me start again.
All right.
Now the whole class, and I'm going to create two roles, A and B.
Mhm.
Sarah, you're the A. Mr. Ray, you're the B.
Okay.
A this way and
Okay.
B this way.
Okay.
I'll get you started with a clap.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run. And we would keep on going until the teacher tells us to stop. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Two more
Good job.
times.
Okay, go ahead. Teacher want us to do it 2 more times.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run. She wants to do
One
it one
more.
more.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you do for exercise?
I run. All right. Good job.
So I think from this point, when the students finish with the A and B's, now they switch again to B's.
Yeah. So you would say, you could say once you get a clap or whatever, whistle, blow the whistle, and then you say switch, switch. All right. I normally say switch. Now B's, what do you do for exercise? Now B's, what do you do for exercise? And A's, I run. And then they understand. People are smart. All right. Now, what can we observe from that interaction from a teacher perspective? What can we observe?
I feel like whatever you want them to learn will stick more to their mind, because at a point I wasn't looking at I know I should know it, what do you do for a living? So doing it consistently helps it to remain in your mind.
Absolutely. It's a way to get it to stick. We know if a person is doing it, they're more likely to remember it than versus listening to it or read it or seeing it. When you actually do it, you're more likely to remember. All right. Also, did we notice that when we give instructions, we need to be clear in the instructions that we give? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is another reason why we lesson plan. So we can prepare ourselves to give clear instructions. A lot of times lessons go poorly because we have a great plan, but we don't know how to communicate the instructions. So a lesson plan allows us to work on and practice how we're going to deliver the instructions. Because the last thing you want is you have a class of 20, 25 students, and then they're confused about the instructions, right? They get confused. What do you want us to do? You want us to stay who? It was I A or was I B? Was I C? What she say? I stay here? Now you got a ton of confusion, right? And then what do you think happens to the RES? The
They
RES,
wouldn't
this is
understand.
confusing. Some of the students are not going to be interested anymore because they think it's confusing, it's not organized. They don't know what's going on. You know, so it's important to give clear instructions. Okay, clear instructions. So the reason why I had you do that is so you understand that it's easy. When I did it, it looked pretty easy, right? But I've been doing it for
Yeah.
15 years plus. All right, but so you got to practice it, and I'm telling you, it's a great way to. It's a great demo lesson, by the way. If you're going for a job and do a demo lesson, that's a great way to do a demo lesson. It's very impressive to the interviewer, um, especially when you're teaching languages. Okay. Also, keep in mind that you have to have the script on the board. Whatever you do, whatever you're doing, it should be on the board already. Okay, it should already be on the board. Don't write it in front of the students. Have it already written on the board. Okay, because when you write it, number one, when we're teaching, we have to. It's the reason why we name the book "Smooth Moves" is because from each transition in the lesson plan. Let me get back to the lesson plan. In each transition, there should be a smooth transition from each part of the lesson. Let's see, share. Continue. There should be a smooth transition in each part of the lesson. Very smooth. All right. Because if you break that smoothness, it could disrupt the flow of the lesson. Okay. So you want everything. They made this thing. They made so many changes. Come on, I just want to. They made so many changes this thing. It's hard to navigate. All right, back to the lesson plan. So we go back to the lesson plan. You see the lesson plan again?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We want from the greeting to the warmer to be a smooth transition. The control practice to the vocabulary is smooth transition. The listening activities to the reading, smooth transition. Okay. We don't want to miss a beat. The students should not know that they're going from the warmer to the control practice to the vocabulary expansion. They shouldn't know that. It should just be smooth. It just flows. You don't. When I was um, when I was in school, the teacher would say, "Okay, boys and girls, let's start with the drill. Okay, now we finished the drill. Turn to the classwork section. Okay, now we finished the classwork. Turn to the vocabulary section. Okay, now let's look at homework." And it's very compartmentalized. We don't want to do that in teaching. We want everything to be smooth because we want it to be like a regular conversation, right? We want it to be smooth. You ever attended a concert and the entertainer, the singer or whatever, they got to change between each song or each set? It kind of takes the flow away from the concert. It's better when the entertainer is just smoothly going from song to song or joke to joke or whatever they're doing. Okay, uh, it's more entertaining. It relaxes the brain better. All right. So what we just did is called control practice. You can see that. Now look at that. What did the students have to do? The students had to watch the teacher model. You watched me model, right? Repeats in their mind silently, not out loud. They're going to do that automatically. They start repeating in their mind, especially when you repeat. Responds to teachers' questions, right? Initiate students' questions. Ask and answer student questions. Participate in the horseshoe or whatever, the student activity. And then teacher does is what? Models the core dialogue that's already on the board. What do you do for exercise? I run. All right. Uh, models teacher student. Models teacher 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 student student teacher student student. And okay. And then we can add more dialogues. You want to only do 2 lines for when you're teaching a language. Only do 2 lines at a time. We did 4 there because the first 2 lines was what? Hello. That's simple. Hello, hello. All right. Most languages say hello in some form. But the main 2 lines was what? What do you do for exercise? I run. And then as we build on that, we can add 2 more exercise. How often do you run? Right? Well, I run 5 times a week. All right. And then we would go through that same drill. But now it's 4 lines or 6 in this case. Hello, hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. How often do you run? 5 times a week. We do the, and then if I want to add another 2 lines, we go do it. We go do it again. Hello, hello. What do you do for exercise? I run. How often do you run? 5 times a week. Where do you exercise? I exercise at the gym, right? And we keep on doing those until at some point, you may have a whole conversation, a 20, 30 line conversation. You're not going to do that in one day, but that's that building on the conversation. All right. What I see a lot of teachers do that is not is it's not a best practice is they give the students the entire script. Right. All right. All right. Read off the board the entire script. 5 lines each. They're not going to remember that. It's not going to make a lot of sense to them. So it's 2 lines each, with the exception of hello, hello. 2 lines at a time, running through that whole paradigm. Teacher, 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 student, student, teacher, student, 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 student. Okay. And trust me, they never get tired of it. They enjoy it. They look forward to it. Okay. Um, vocabulary expansion. All right. Did you guys get to the point in the textbook where we talk about vocabulary expansion? No. All right. Here, vocabulary expansion is a great opportunity to show grammar, to teach grammar, to highlight grammar points. All right, to change the vocabulary. So let me show you. I'm going to get out of this for a second and go back to the whiteboard. Hopefully, it doesn't take a long time. I don't know why it's doing this, it's taking so long. Okay. I guess once I started using the classic, it just wants me to stay with the classic. All right. So a vocabulary expansion. Let's say let's say I just stick with 6 lines. What do you do for exercise? I run. How often do you run? Right? So I got A, B, hello, hello. What do you do for exercise? Now, again, as we pointed out with Sarah, whatever you say on whatever's written on the board, you have to say on the modeling. Exactly. And don't allow students to vary yet, to say what they want to say. You're going to give them an opportunity to say what they want to say in the vocabulary expansion or another part. But right now, you want them to follow exactly how it's written on the board. Why? Because how it's written on the board is what? Grammatically correct. All right? Because we're teaching grammar without teaching grammar. All right? This is the best way to learn grammar is by modeling the grammar properly. It's the best way to teach grammar is by modeling the grammar. All right? So what do you do for exercise? Sometimes I can't spell. All right. And B, I run. And then let's say you got A, how often do you exercise? And let's say 5 times a week. All right. All right. Now, we went through the teacher paradigm for each 2 lines. All right. But now I want to do some vocabulary expansion. One thing that you could do is you could do this because this is already going to be written on a board, right? You're going to already have it on the board. So I could do something like this. You see that? Now I can call students to the board and what? Have them fill in the blank, the missing part, right? They should know because they've done it several times on their feet. Right? So you can give the student can come to the board And you can have students come to the board and fill in the blanks. Make sense? Okay. All right. You can have them come to the board and fill in the blanks. All right. You can have them get to a point where they can now, once they fill in the blanks the way you had it, you can say, all right, now you can change it to whatever you want now. All right. What do you do for, but they got to keep the same theme of what? Exercise. Because exercise is the theme of this lesson. Remember we talked about context?
And yeah.
So the theme is exercise. The context is what do you do? Learning more about exercise routines, exercise routines. So the theme is exercise. The context is exercise routines. So they got to stay within that theme. So now I can say, what do you do? And then I could change this a little bit to work out, right? This is after they've already done the core, and now you want to expand it and show them there's different ways of saying it, right? So what do you do to work out? All right. I what? I do yoga, right? So now they're gonna understand the do invention because you just can't say I yoga, right? You don't say I yoga, you say I do yoga, right? How often? Or maybe how many times? How many times a week? Right? So you can go through different scenarios of how that might be said. All right. You can also, if you want to, if the learners are a little bit older, you could say, all right, we say things differently in different places throughout the world. So how might we say this in Kenya? How would the same conversation go in Kenya in English? Make sense? So how would two Kenyans have this same type of conversation? And that's a fun way of doing it, especially if you have different types of different nationalities in the class. Well, in Kenya, we would say it this way. Well, in China, we would say it this way. Well, in Yemen, we would say this way. In Italy, the conversation would go something like this, right? All right. That's vocabulary expansion. All right. So going back to the lesson plan. So going back to the lesson plan, you guys see the lesson now still? So the greeting is just to get the students on the right foot. Hello, hello. Hope everyone's feeling well, right? The warmer is what? Remember what did we say yesterday about the warmer? What's the purpose of the warmer? I can't hear you.
Most
Go ahead, Blessing.
at least to erase the previous to put them on to remove them from survival
Take
mode.
them out.
Take them out on survival mode, all right?
Yes.
Whatever they were thinking about in their previous class or whatever happened before your class,
Yes.
To get them in learning mode. Right? The control practice is for modeling, so they know exactly what's going on. They know the steps and the procedures, right? And they can see it several times, and then they can also engage. It's called control practice. Why? Because the teacher has what?
Here's the control.
She has complete control. She's not allowing the students to do what? Any deviations. No deviations. You have to do it the exact same way the teacher said to do it in this part of the lesson, right? It's controlled by the teacher. That's why A, B, line right here, right? Complete control. And then vocabulary expansion, what? Is the teacher allows a little deviation, allows the students to go off script a little bit, give the students opportunities to see that you don't have to say I run. You can say what? I lift weights. I do yoga. I do Pilates. I practice karate. So now they're learning different ways to saying it. You know, where do you work out? At the gym, in my basement, in my bedroom, at the park, right? So that's what the vocabulary expansion is about. Also, vocabulary expansion, it can be very inclusive, right? Because you can say, oh, we got different nationalities in the class, all right? Or maybe we have a split of men and women, depending on the situation, right? So you can be very inclusive in the vocabulary expansion. Make sense? Make sense? All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, these things, when you're teaching a language arts course, when you're teaching, a ESL course, these aspects are extremely important. Now, if this was a math class, you probably wouldn't need vocabulary. You wouldn't need vocabulary expansion, obviously, but you can still use the control practice, right? But for ESL or language learning, teaching someone the language, this is a great way to ensure that they actually learn the language. The reason why you don't often see this done is why? What we talked about earlier. People get lazy. They don't want to do all this work. They just want to make that 150 reals an hour, right? They go home and they think they just talk to the students and yada, yada, yada. And what ends up happening is the teacher ends up talking, the class is 50 minutes and the teacher talks for 45 minutes. Well, how are they going to learn a language if you just talking to them for 45 minutes and they're not engaging? They're not trying the language out. So doing it this way allows the student to build their confidence and try the language. Okay. All right. I'm going to do listening and reading their individual classes where we'll spend a whole time. We'll spend a whole session, probably probably today's Monday, probably Wednesday. I'll show you how to teach a listening activity, how to teach a reading activity. All right. But what I will do today, and this will be the last thing we do today, is we'll talk about vocabulary and how to engage vocabulary. Okay. Quicks. Get my whiteboard here. Okay, now it gave me to me. Okay. Quicks. All right, quicks. Everybody see that? Quicks.
Mhm.
All right. Quick stands for key words in context. All right. Quicks is another word for vocabulary. But the reason why we say quicks instead of vocabulary is because when people teach vocabulary, they normally give the students a list of 100 words and they say, I want you to remember these words. And some of these words are not even connected in any way, right? They have no connection. Quicks is when we present words that are connected based on something the student's reading or a theme. Remember we said yesterday, we always teach in context, right? That's why we have units, right? So never, let me say it this way, never give students just a bunch of vocabulary words. Don't do that. They're not the likelihood of them keeping those words in their long-term memory is very low. Even if you give it to them a vocabulary list, they got to learn how to spell the word and then use the word in a sentence. It doesn't work like that. Anytime you want to teach vocabulary, all the words must be connected to something that they're reading or something that they're doing, mainly something that they have to read. Okay. And what the quicks should do is the quicks should allow the students to predict what the reading is about. So when we talk about teaching reading, I'll go through that with you guys. Probably maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow we might go through that. Tomorrow or Wednesday. Okay. So keywords and context. Remember, never just give students a bunch of vocabulary words that are not connected to anything. Oh, I found this Alex book. It had all these vocabulary words. I want to teach my students these vocabulary words. And the words are they're not connected to any theme or anything that you're reading or any type of context. Don't do that. You're not helping the students. Now, let's say the school gave you a list of 100 words, right? And they said, we want all the students to know these words by the end of the semester. And there's 100 of them, right? And these words are not connected to a story or anything. What might you do to help the students out? To turn those words from vocabulary words to quicks. What might you do? Anyone?
Again, also the question.
Say that again.
I mean, come again.
The school gives you a list of 100 vocabulary words, right? The school gives you a list of 100 vocabulary words. And they said, we want every student in your class to know these words by the end of the semester, right? Or by the end of the quarter. But the words are not connected to a story or anything. What can you do as a teacher to turn those vocabulary words into quicks? You raise your hand, Blessing?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
I could use the teacher's paragram that we've just learned and then expand it over time.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that with vocabulary.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that with vocabulary. All right.
It's you can use it, you can use them as maybe if there are 100 words and you need to use all of them by the end of the semester, maybe you can use them as a warmer once in a while to practice something.
Remember the warmer has to be what? Really what?
Short.
Easy.
Easy.
That might not be easy if they don't know the words. Remember the warmer must be super easy. So I don't know if I would use them as a warmer. So here's what I would do. I would break down the vocabulary words into 10 stories, 10 using 10 words in each story. And the great thing about it now is you can ask ChatGPT to do it or AI to do it. You say, all right, here's 10 words, put all these words in a sentence for my third grade students or my second grade students or my kindergarten students or whatever it is. And AI will give you a short story. All right. So let's see how that looks. Let's do it right now. I want you guys to give me, Sarah, give me 5 words. Give me 5 words, Sarah. Big words.
5 vocabularies.
Yeah, any, just off the top of your head, give me 5 words.
Mm.
That you think let's say a 5th grader would not, a 3rd grader would not know. Give me 5 vocabulary words a 3rd grader would not know.
Can we use our phone to help
Sure.
us?
Sure, you can.
Okay, the first one, like a paragliding.
Paragliding.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we got paragliding. Okay, what else? All right, just give me two more words. Just give me 2 more. Paragliding.
Thing like
It's off the top of your head. Give me 2 words.
okay.
Don't overthink.
Something like let's see.
Any 2 words.
Yield. Mm-hmm. Yield.
Yield. YIEL. Yield.
Yield.
Okay, that's a
Yes.
good one.
Yield.
All right, give me one more.
Intention.
Intention.
Yes.
Okay, intention. That's all right. They're 3 good words. All right, give me 3 words, Blessing.
I've got responsibility.
Responsibility.
Recognized.
Recognize.
Confident.
Recognize and confidence. All right. Now you can make, so now let's create a theme. Since we were talking about exercise, we'll make our theme exercise. And we'll make the context. We'll make the context exercise routines. Exercise routines. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the words she gave me and I'm going to put them into ChatGPT. All right. So I'm going to ask Chat. So I'm going to say create a short story
Baby.
for
Baby.
a group.
Baby. Babe.
Huh?
Your volume. Your volume.
Say that again. What's wrong?
Oh, it's not you. I'm sorry. I never knew my mic was on.
Oh, okay, okay. create a short story for a class of third grade ESL learners in Saudi Arabia. Using the following words as key words in context or quicks. All right, and we had paragliding, yield. What was the other word you gave me? Paragliding, yield. Let me see. I can't get to the. What was the? Come on.
Was it
Okay,
intention?
intention. Yeah, I'm trying to go back and forth on my screen.
Okay.
Intention, responsibility.
Responsibility.
What else?
Recognize.
Recognize
Confidence.
and confidence.
Confidence.
All right. All right. Let me just. Well, you know what? Let me just so you guys can see it. Stop sharing. All right, and then I'm gonna share. All right. So here's the prompt I gave it. I don't know if you guys see the prompt. You guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move this out the way. All right. So the prompt is create a short story for a class for a third grade class, should be for a third grade class of ESL learners in Saudi Arabia using the following keywords and context. All right. Let's see what it does. Now look at this. This is what it gave me. Hassan loved to watch the bright paragliding sails in the sky. One sunny Friday, his family went to the mountains near Taif. Hassan's uncle Omar was a paragliding instructor. Would you like to try? Uncle Omar asked. Hassan's heart beat fast. Yes, my intention is to fly like a bird, he said with excitement. Uncle Omar smiled. Good, but remember, flying is fun, and it is also a big responsibility. You must listen carefully, and follow the rules. Hassan nodded. He learned that when another paraglider was coming from the side, he must yield and let them pass. He also learned to recognize the safe landing area. When the moment came, Hassan ran with the wind pulling his parachute. He felt nervous at first, but soon his fear faded. The mountains looked small below him, and the air felt cool on his face. I can do this, Hassan thought with confidence. When he landed, his family clapped. Uncle Omar said, recognize your effort. You followed every instruction. Right? So, I recognize you. Hassan grinned. Thank you. I learned that confidence comes from being prepared and taking responsibility. Okay. Now, you know, ChatGPT did that in 5 minutes, or not even 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds. Half a second. So you could take this wonderful story, and then the great thing about it is we can also say, now can make a picture, that relates. Oops. Make a picture that relates to this story. And it's going to make us, it should make us a picture that's going to relate to the story. Come on. There it is. So now you have a picture, you're going to have a picture, and you're going to have the story. That's what? That uses my students' names. Hassan, Omar. These are names they're familiar with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not names that are in the Cambridge book, right? So now when I teach them these vocabulary words, they can understand it through the story. Because I can ask them now, and we're going to go over teacher reading. I'm not going to give that class right now, but I'll show you how to teach the reading. But these words create context that build the story. All right. These words create context that build the story. And the picture is just only going to be an added bonus. The picture would just be an added bonus so students can look at the picture and get an idea of what's going on. All right. All right. Even gave guy a little color there. Let's see. It's moving slow today. All right. So now, and when I teach you how to teach reading, I'll show you this. But now they can do context or context clues, what we call reading in context, right? Through reading in context, they can understand what confidence means, what recognize means, right? With what paragliding means, right? What intention means, right? They can do it themselves. You can even ask them, all right, read the story, and you can have these words up on the board. Ask them to read the story, right? And tell me what they think the words mean based on the story. That's teaching them how to become independent thinkers. Remember, what did we say day 1, day 2, day 3? Our job is to what? Make them problem solvers, solve their own problems. Teacher, I don't know what yield means. I don't know what this word means. Instead of giving them the answer straight away, see if they can get the answers themselves. Right? See if they can predict. And then if they don't have to predict 100%. You just want them to work on that prediction, what we call reading in context. All right. So they look at yield. Hassan nodded. He learned that when another paraglider was coming from the side, that he must yield and let them pass. So what do you think yield means, Muhammad? He got to yield to let them pass. Oh, that means he needs to get out of their way. Yep. Yield means to wait, right? Or be patient, right? To stop, right? To not get in someone's way, right? And now they understand what yield means on their own through the story. That's much better than saying, okay, go and define it in a dictionary. They're not going to remember it. But now they learn yield through this story about Hassan paragliding. And it stays on the theme of what? Exercise. Right? Exercise routines. Okay. I didn't even ask it to do the exercise thing, but the paragliding kind of gave that as a theme. So the key that I want you to know with Quicks is the idea behind Quicks is what? Quicks helps students learn vocabulary through context. So never teach vocabulary as independent words. And nowadays, there's no excuse because you saw how quick it was for AI to make that story. That took half a second. So you can get a story like that. But again, you're not going to do that in class. You're going to do that, in your planning time. So you can set the whole scenario up in a lesson plan. Right? And again, this is another argument on why lesson planning is extremely important. Okay, gives you time to plan all of this out. So you put the quicks up, have this stuff already on the board, have the story available for the students to read. Maybe you need to make copies, right, of the story and pass it out. Maybe you can put it on the projector, make sure the projector is working, the story is available, yada, yada, yada. This is why we lesson plan. So that problem section of the lesson plan, remember that section that said problems? If you know the school's machine is always copy machine is always broken, right? You're not gonna make copies, and maybe you project it on the board, or maybe you find another way to get the information to the students. Maybe you ask your students to read the story before they come to class, right? But this is why we have that problem section in the lesson plan, so we can take care of all the logistical issues and other instructional issues. All right, so that's Quicks. So what is Quicks again? Quicks are words that help a learner understand what's going on in the story, and vice versa. A story can help students learners build their vocabulary. Right? So when a student says, I don't know what this word means, teacher, what is this word? You ask them to read the word that they don't have a problem with, and then read the sentence. What I tell students is read the sentence before it and the sentence after it. And that should be enough information to tell you what that word means, where you can come up with a good, reasonable a guess on what that word means. Okay? That's the power of Quicks. And every teacher needs to use Quicks, the power of Quicks. All right, ladies, it's 1:00 on the dot. Are there any questions you need me to cover? Any questions? No? All right. Make sure you do your journals, and we will see you tomorrow. Same time, same link.
Okay.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.